not UK, but Europe. Cool. So we have Nim Miranda versus Racklow. And there's your bets up. Well, we've got just myself in the booth right now, so just bear with me while I start getting these lists in. Advanced targeting. Okay. Just realized I was talking out loud. Apologies.
You're good.
Oh, you're going to grace us with your presence, or you just saw who we had? So, got a lovely co-host with me. Please introduce yourself there, good sir.
Hello. This is Andrew Knuckles from the Birmingham Barons X-Wing podcast, also owner of Krellpod Creatives, joining the X-Wing Junkies.
And it's a pleasure to have you on.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So,
Ryan Farmer stole my spot at Gold Squadron stream, so I came over here. I'm sorry.
that's okay. No one's ever been offended by saying that you're, someone's second choice. We couldn't get, Zach because he's playing, so we figured we'd go with you.
Well, I was scheduled for just the 2 first rounds there, and then we didn't know Ryan was actually going to come, so I was just going to cover for him, and then he actually showed up. So now I'm here.
Then. So, what do you think seeing?
All right, so
these are both ships that really love a 2-ship matchup.
Yeah. So let's see. We have Whisper Omega Captain Yor, and then
no, that's I'm still updating that. Tyler's list is updated, and then this is Ryan's.
Okay, so we got Nim Miranda versus Rackler.
Yeah.
With Vader and a cruise missile. It's pretty much the Tippet standard at this point.
He was a little offended that I had to, take a picture of his list. Skirk has 1 agility, right?
Correct.
And 6 and 3 or
No, 5 and 5.
5 and 5?
Yeah.
Perfect. I don't fly them. They're stupid.
So let's see here. Tippet kind of gunning out of the gate here with trying to go ahead and get ready to catch Nimma Miranda going strong. It looks like he's already trying to set up Vader for that 5 straight cruise missile to get to hopefully get rid of all of Miranda's shields and maybe 1 damage in on the first turn of actual combat.
Yeah, if Miranda gets a chance to bring those harpoons to bear on Chirpy, it's going to be a rough day.
Yeah.
Though this is also a really heavy bomb loadout, which we haven't actually seen on stream yet.
What bombs do they have?
2 protons and 2 seismics, and chucking it forward.
Ooh, okay. Well, there you go. We have already turning in, accepting the engagement joust. Checking for range for target lock. No lock.
So what kind of matches have you seen so far in your travels?
So we've earlier on the Gold Squadron, we had quad Wookiees versus Kylo Aces with Palp in there, and then we had a quad Skurg versus Poe Nora AP5, and it was a really good match. The quad Skurgs actually ended up pulling it out just barely with. After an unfortunate trying to K-turn bump with Poe.
Oh, okay. And then how did you played yesterday, right?
No, he played today.
No, you.
Oh, I played today. Yeah, or I played yesterday. Yeah. I ended up 5-1, which was not really expected, I guess. It was a really good day. My loss was Duncan Howard at round 6, trying to go for top seed, and we got really close to a really good match. I mean, it was a close match like the whole time. So we got a Tippet. Go ahead and looks like we're target locking. I'm assuming. It's hard to tell. I don't know if that was. I think that's a target lock. Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the cruise missile. Going into Miranda.
And that cam doesn't want to work right now.
Looks like he's spending the target lock, re-rolling 1. Looks like 5 hits. Maybe some crits in there. He's got one evade. All
shield's gone
shields
on Miranda before we've even put her up.
Yep. And there is the blinded pilot, I'm assuming.
Which that is not what Miranda wants to see.
No, not at all. Because she wants to regen, and Rock hasn't even shot yet. And looks like Tippet is rolling pretty hot here. And we have, shield and 2 crits on top of the blinded pilot that he has given her. Looks like one's maybe a direct damage.
Looks like it.
Yeah, blinded pilot flips. So
this could be a very short game.
Yes.
Not to take anything away from Ryan.
Well, it's with 2 ship lists. I mean, Kylo succeeds very well in handling these, especially when they have very low agility. So I guess like shooting at Vader here. No damage done to Vader. Or maybe 1 shield. It looks like it's missing 1 shield there.
I'm going to leave you for a second. Yeah, no, we're trying to dial in that dice cam. It's been giving us a little bit of issues just with the ambient light. I'm going to go take a look at those grits, though. Keep in the very capable hands we've got of our friend here.
So we are, we're setting dials again. Miranda didn't get to shoot this turn. or this past turn. She's already sitting on 2 hull with no shields. It's going to be a really hard time for her to probably survive this turn, I think, because Rat gets to shoot before her, and knowing Tippet, he'll probably go ahead and pout that crit to get as much damage in to ensure a kill shot on Miranda.
Miranda's even more sad than we thought.
Oh, 2 direct hits?
Nope.
Shoot PS0?
Damaged engine.
Oh, that's even. Oh man, that hurts. So I think Miranda here is. I think the goal is to try and force a bump on something if you can. But with the Dauntless title, it's going to make that very difficult. Since he can boost right over her.
I almost wouldn't be surprised to see her slam as far away as possible, just to try and make the Sabine damage at least relevant.
Yeah. So yep, there's the 3 bank. Going for, looks like it's just going to hit. So definitely a bump.
And we'll mark off that those have been spent.
Yeah, that means with the bomb down, that means Nim is moving really fast here. But before he reveals, he's going to go ahead and drop that proton, it looks like.
Yep.
Might as well try and get as much damage in as you can. Or maybe a thermal. Unless they're just using that as a placeholder.
Well, we'll find out when dice comes out.
No, I guess I'm not used to Rebel Nim, so yeah, he can choose to not blow one up.
Oh, so it'd be a proton or a seismic.
Okay.
Player names are on the bottom, just above their list. We've got Tyler Tippett from the U.S. on the left with Vader and Rack, and on the right we've got Ryan with Captain and Captain Nin and Mirandandoni.
And both players are 2-0 right now, so this is one of the top tables. Barrel roll out of Nim to try and get out of range 1 of everything, to see if he can possibly get both bombs off this turn. Because I think at this point, I mean, you may just sacrifice Miranda to try and just get as much Sabine damage as you possibly can.
I could see it.
Yeah.
The downside being Sabine is gone once Miranda's gone.
Yeah. It depends on really where Vader lands, because you don't really care too much about Rat.
Yeah.
It looks like there's going to be no boosting here for Rack, and he's definitely within range 1 of both of those bombs.
But this is exactly what Tyler's built this list to do. It flies into your face. It beats you over the head with the fact that it's wielding a lot of stuff. And its late game strategy is not to go to the late game.
Yep. And, disengaging with Vader is probably the right call here. Just to not get bombed, because he is essentially the end game. So at this point, I think you just blow up the bomblet for on Miranda, so she still may get a shot, even though it'll be very unlikely.
I almost want that, or do you drop the? Actually, Rack's not in a good position. He's got to peel away, and I don't know if he could make that right turn.
No, he could make the right turn, because Nim moves first, so yeah, he should be fine. He can definitely make that on a 2 turn for sure. So looks like he's
measuring for range.
Checking the range. Looks like he is out of range for Nim, so he's going to go ahead and roll, I'm assuming, for a bomblet. Here's the dice.
It's still really light. Let's try and fix that transparency.
And looks like he rolled blanks and just 1 for Sabine. We just had looks like we have a little canted angle now. I'll fix that.
Perfect, thank you. See, this is why we.
I tried.
I've got to retape it. The downside is the camera mount is ever so bigger than the light stand. So we got a crit onto rack. That's.
It was a weapons failure on rack as well. Miranda is off the table, as expected. Now it is Nim versus the world.
Yep.
But with rack and the cruise missile Vader, this is kind of what you expect out of this list. Is it cleans up really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't, it probably doesn't normally bode well because rack is not meant for long matches. So we got.
Looks to me. The mount is fixed. It's just a little bit bigger, so I've had to widen it. I've got to fix that a little better, and I'm doing that over the lunch break.
And the lunch break will be after round 3 finishes, which so that means we'll probably. They actually started fairly later today than they did yesterday.
Yeah.
But normally, I think they do like an hour lunch break, 45 minutes.
For your drink, sir.
Oh, thank you.
We're classy here.
We have a nice laser cut X-Wing Junkies coaster. So Rack disengaging, as probably expected. He's just going to go ahead and start boosting back around.
Yep. He'll be back relevant in about 2 turns.
Yeah. And I think Vader's in a fine spot here. He's going to be shot at, obviously, but at the same time, it's going to be, he can token up, focus evade, and then he has Palp to back him up to not get hit. So even with the harpoon, he should be okay.
And really, Ham, you can't throw shade on that. You missed our last game where we had a Whisper on the board. That was kind of nice. Yeah, I really do love Tyler's Desi conversion. It's one of the most notable.
Yep, and focus evade. Just going to go and try and weather the storm here, the harpoon. Ooh, maybe range 1. Really close.
That rare occasion where you'd actually prefer range 2.
Yeah.
We'll see by how many dice come out. It looks like it's going to be a primary.
It's going to be 4 dice, but it doesn't look like he's going to be using the harpoon. A lot of paint there, and probably going to go ahead and spend that focus.
For 4 hits.
4 hits. And Palpin.
For 2.
And it looks like...
Spends the evade, loses a shield.
No, I think he evaded everything. He had he rolled natties.
Oh, you're right.
Yep, and then he spent the evade for the 4th.
So while they're setting dials, what were you flying yesterday and on Saturday?
I'm going to be. I was flying Ghost Fen, but it's not the normal variant that you normally see. It is Kanan Jarvis, and I have accuracy corrector, TLT obviously. With Ray Crew and Dash Crew, which is the linchpin of the list.
Yeah, I'll be brutally honest. Yours is probably one of the favorite Ghost Fen games I've seen all week.
Yeah, it was. I was on stream yesterday, and the accuracy corrector and Dash Crew really synergize well because of how much I don't want them to have extra dice for obstructions and stuff, and it really helps. And then I have a standard Fen with Flight Assist, not R3A2, and Hot Cop and VI, and then the standard Chopper Phantom title on the attack shuttle.
Yeah, yours is the kind of Fen that I would absolutely despise playing against myself.
Most people do.
The accuracy corrector, a lot of folks have been going Sensor Jammer, especially this week.
Yeah.
As Kylo Quicker on Carl, I'm okay with having to rely on passive mods.
Yeah.
But quick draw really needs that lightweight frame.
Yep. The accuracy corrector. Whenever we first started doing it, it was a meta call for the Atlanta regional because there was going to be so much quick draw that running it with the accuracy corrector, if I could get rid of lightweight frame, is very important. So we have Rack doing his own thing out in the middle of nowhere, trying to get back into the match. Proton bomb probably down for. Proton bomb down for Vader, but I highly doubt that Tippet will allow that to happen. Probably a 3 bank out of Tippet to go ahead and get some distance.
Yeah.
So just doing the 1 bank, I guess that's an interesting choice.
I'm almost positive we'll see the boost here.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he can actually get out of arc, though. Oh, no, actually, no. I take that back. He may be able to do this and then barrel roll to the outside and then get behind the rock for TLTs. This is the type of piloting and play that you expect from Worlds. You always make it as hard as possible for your opponent to actually get shots at you. And that may even be range 1, so he doesn't even get a shot this turn.
So, big surprise, we're going to see the bomb held. Oh, he's going to let it blow.
Oh, and bumping. The Scurrig is pretty large. It's very similar to the arc. You hit the edges very easily.
It's going to be nice seeing on a medium base.
Yeah.
Looks like it's just outside range 1, so we will see the TLT shots.
Here are the TLTs.
This will be 3 on 4 for
2 hits, 3 hits.
3 after focus conversion. Oh, expertise. So when in doubt, Palps and a token, and that's the shields down on Vader.
Oh, and another 3.
And Natties.
And it looks like he takes the damage for that one.
That's still probably the best scenario Vader was going to get coming out of that.
Yep. I didn't realize Nim had expertise.
Yeah.
That is a very unique thing.
So where do you think we're going to see everyone end up this turn? We're almost invariably going to see just the hard 3 on a Nim.
Yeah.
And come in.
Oh, you can telestrate too? That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. We're John Madden, and not just because we like to drink on screen.
I want to say that I think Vader still just runs here. He does the 3 hard, tries to, or maybe the 2 hard and barrel rolls to try to stick around the rock.
Does he pull it the hard way, or does he?
Yeah, I think you 2 hard out towards the middle of the board and try and barrel roll to keep the obstruction between you and the TLT.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised Nim didn't drop the bomb just for the sake of doing so. Oh, never mind. The bomblet is on Miranda. My apologies. So by my count, that's 1 proton and 1 seismic down.
And okay, there's the 3 bank. So we may see a harpoon this turn. I don't think he can get out of range 3 here.
Well, he's going to try his damnedest. And that barrel roll up into the left will put him there.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. I don't play aces very often, so...
See, this is, just introduce it, this is called flying. Sometimes you do actually have to set a dial.
That is true. I mean, I don't even roll dice. I don't know what you're talking about.
You show up just for the people.
Yeah. No, that is one of the reasons I do come, but accuracy corrector does help my variance quite a bit.
It allows you to basically say, what is variance?
Yeah, I'm just like, I'll just do 2 every time. If I get a weapons failure, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I think without any, no, we still have. Oh, okay, that was the proton bomb for the. So we still definitely have shields on Rack. I don't think it's really worth it to try and catch Vader anymore. I think you just try and get as much damage into Rack as possible.
Yeah.
Because if you get it to Nim to Vader, he will eventually die to those TLTs, especially with only 2 health left.
That's still one of the terrifying spots. You don't want to be in any ways where you're looking face on at Rack.
Yeah.
Especially with that intimidating paint job.
Yep.
I think I need to break my decimators on again. I made a vow not to fly them after last year's Worlds. I ended up being an idiot and losing my converted. But they're looking pretty, and getting 2 of them with the conversion.
Yep. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for 2.0. I think it's going to be looks like we have.
It's a big old bump.
No.
Oh, no bump.
No bump. Which is really bad for Nim here. He's going to go ahead and Kylo. Probably another blinded pilot, I'm assuming.
Well, it sounds like what he's looking for.
And there it is.
Though, interestingly enough, it looks like Tyler has not flipped down his crit card.
Oh, the weapons failure.
He never took the action on it. I wonder if Tyler forgot about it. Like, it's not to say he's the kind of player to forget stuff, but we've all been
possible.
there.
Yeah.
It's been a long 3 days.
Well, we will see how much he rolls. So he's palping a crit. No, he just rolled 3. Yeah, he knows.
He knows, and he's okay with it. So it looks like a pair of crits.
And guaranteed damage.
So that's a shield and a blinded pilot.
Yep. And flipped. And we're now back to dials because there are no more shots.
It looks like, what, 2 shields on Nim still?
Yes.
Now I wonder if you take the time now and drop your bomb or not. I'm more amazed. A crit went through on a decimator, and it wasn't major hull breach or damaged engine.
I know, right?
Like, every time I fly a big ship, that's what you get.
Every time. Or damaged cockpit for Rack. That's a big problem.
Yeah. I've had a love-hate relationship with that card ever since I started flying Kylo. Pulled 5 of them in 6 games at regionals.
Sounds about right.
I switched back to PTL after that.
So no bomb.
Though he does have genius.
Oh, you're right, he does. But you can't trajectory with genius,
No.
obviously.
And I can't see Rack still being there, so.
No, I don't think there's any reason to drop a bomb here.
Smart play, honestly, might be the barrel roll for the bump, which it looks like that's what Ryan's trying for. I don't know, like more about Worlds, the caliber of play, or just seeing the amazing painted up ships everyone has.
I mean, there's some really good repaints here.
We've got
really impressive.
Lovely blue horde of scum right next to us.
Yes.
For our friends from OCX. And some imps with flying the crest. And here we see the Rack bump, and Vader's coming up in.
Yep, we're obviously going to see probably a boost in here. Gets rid of his stress from the 2 straight.
He wants to keep range.
Yep.
Which makes sense, because even token stacked Vader could die this turn.
Yeah, with that minimum. Yep, just going for the evade, trying to...
That should be on a range 3, but we'll find out. Yeah, just out with that barrel roll.
And no shots this turn.
Because an expertise target lock harpoon missile is most likely doing 4.
Yep. Yeah, and Nim could. I mean, like Nim definitely does a lot more than enough damage to make Rack hurt, I guess. But I think at this point, with the card already on him from the blinded pilot, and then only 2 shields left, it's going to be really hard for Ryan to pull this one.
Yeah. Point-wise, he'll need to get if he does get Vader, he'll still need Rack at half to pull the win, and time's on his side. But it's whether or not Nim can withstand that beating.
Yep. So I think here there's
probably a proton.
Yep. This would definitely be the proton here, because if you can get it in there with a direct hit and just get Vader out of the way.
No, looks like it's the seismic.
Could be a placeholder.
True.
Okay. It looks like he's going for the block here again on Rack. Because if I was Tyler, I'd probably go towards the edge of the board to try and just get that turret range.
Makes sense.
Yep, there's the one bank. So getting blocked, but I think this is probably where you dauntless off an engine off of it, assuming that no, he actually doesn't have dauntless. So looks like another really solid block off of Ryan.
Yeah, full credit to both players. They know their lists, and they've been.
Yep.
Because Vader's going to have a very hard time avoiding damage this round.
This is going to be really hard for him to get out of range without having to use every single repositioning skill.
And even then, it still might be.
Ooh, man, this could be bad.
And he's ran out of blinded to put on him.
Yep. And it's down too. I don't think there's any way that he can get out of it. But he will not get shot by the TLTs. Assuming that he survives.
He might be right in that sweet spot.
No, it doesn't look like it.
So 1 damage.
Oh, just 1 damage. So it was a seismic. No proton.
Friendly reminder, everybody, if you're at a major event and calling for a judge, please call it loud and clear and stick your hands as high as you can see them. We're talking about a room with 140 people all making a lot of noise. It's hard sometimes to see everything. And we get the evade. Looks like 3 go through. And a weapons failure.
Onto Nim. It is looking worse and worse for Nim here. With the weapons failure, it's going to be really hard for him to pretty much seal anything up. And there's almost no way that he can get a block off of Rack this turn, because I'm pretty sure Tyler's going to turn him, do it too hard to the right, and just pound away at those last couple hole there. No bomb, it looks like.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see the genius drop right here. Eat the proton yourself and pray for...
And pray just to kill Vader.
And if it doesn't work, you hold it, and that's a whole quadrant of the map no one wants to go anywhere near.
Yep. Oh, he's going to try and flip over weapons. And, nope,
still failing on those weapons.
Yep. There's the too hard out of Rack.
Rack will definitely have a shot this turn.
And I don't think that there's a way that he can get out of this anymore. So you have to get into the bumping game as best you can. But without a regen ship, Rebels hurt pretty bad.
And looks like he helped to flip down weapons failure on Rack.
Yep.
Which is a great use of that guarantee. And Vader's not going to have a shot, but...
And this is just when you target lock, and that's all you need to do.
It's going to be 4 dice on 1.
Focus evade. That's an interesting choice. Range 1 from Rack. Here comes 4 dice right
now. The only modification Rack will have for this shot is his native ability, which looks like 2 hits.
And 2 cards. 1 health left on Nim now.
Now, we all know what they say about the opera and Fat Lady singing, but it looks like both these players are going to have a chance to really digest after this game.
Yep.
Which is good. Honestly, as a player myself, there's sometimes I'd rather lose fast than
And
win
go
a game on
rest,
time.
Yeah.
Because 6 games is a marathon.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot to play, especially at this level of play too. Every game that I played yesterday either almost went to time, or I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, and the downside of playing on 1C is if they do well and stretch their their abilities and their mental capacity to the limit and make that 4 or 5 or 6 wins, they get to turn around and do this again tomorrow morning.
Yep. Luckily, I have the day to rest and relax
and sit here and talk X-Wing and.
Yep. Commentating is a lot of fun. Playing is more fun, but it looks like we have a range 1 with Rack again, and I'm pretty sure that there's no way that he can survive this.
With Palp and Rack.
Yep. And crits, more crits, and that is game.
That is game. Well, Andrew, if I can get you to keep our lovely screen company for a few minutes, I'll go talk about players.
Yep. Well, that was pretty quick. They have almost a 40-minute match. Pretty quick and easy. With Miranda, with Kylo pretty much preying on anything that's a 2-ship list, especially ones that only have 1 agility. There's really not much to be done about that, just because you can't avoid it.
Randomly doing a Barons episode.
You done with Destiny?
Lunchtime. 1, 2, lost 2. Yeah, so I won the first game out of the set, so controlled the second one and won. Went on stream and got crushed in the third one. I made 2 horrible misplays, but everyone won anyway. My deck relies on taking rerolls, so I'm hoping the theory ends means I go low.
Yeah.
And then the last one, I took down 1 card, but I was probably, he was always in control of it, but I nearly had it. That was the game.
Oh, Tippet. There's Miranda. I mean, Miranda shot 1 time.
Tippet's got nothing that's needed today because there's so much more Miranda's than any other.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool.
What's he running with? Is it Vader? It's Vader, right?
Yeah. Vader's Cruise.
That straight forward cruise is
rough.
It's good.
What's even more rough is the 4K cruise when you don't see it coming, and it's just like.
I was having so much fun doing that on a vessel.
Yeah. Well, he's even been on Vista because you can get focused target lock. Yeah, before straight later.
Yeah.
Because you kind of want to be putting all your damage into rank, and then you just.
Yep.
Just ignore invader, you just come in.
I'm just gonna need to steal your chair for a few minutes there, Andrew.
Yeah.
Jumping in here? Sure.
Knock yourself out.
Name like
Oh, match second set.
And turn on our boost cam.
Alrighty then. So, thanks for joining us, Tyler.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So, obviously that was a kind of a match made in heaven for you.
Yeah, that's one of those lists that I'm just really designed to beat.
Yeah.
But I faced that last round, and they took me to 2-hole rack. Like, Vader evaporated. So I normally always would kill him in that matchup first, because I don't want the bomb sticking around. But Miranda was able to block me with bomblet for 7 rounds, and so that's why I just all-in Miranda that turn. Like, I had my choice on which one I wanted to shoot.
Well, and if you have an opportunity of taking away that 5 dice harpoon.
Absolutely. Well, so, like, I never get harpooned in that matchup. Like, it never happens. Because I'm either going to boost into range 1 of both of them, or I'm going to blind the one that has the shot.
I guess, yeah, because...
Blind them dead, right?
how many point bid do you have?
0.
So
I have Kylo.
Good point. So have you ran into that where anyone's getting that first shot off just to...
So I'll never get 2. Like, there are times where I'll just accept 1 harpoon in the rack for shields, and I'm okay with that 9 times out of 10. But no, for the majority, because I almost always move last and my ships are so fast, I can engineer that matchup I want. Or I just don't engage, right?
That
like
if you're getting shot, you're okay with the risk versus reward.
Yeah, and so I mean the key in that, in all of those like 2 ships like that is, you'll see like in that opening engage, I'm always boosting and barrel rolling Vader to have that exact lane for that 4 or 5 dice cruise, or the 4 or 5 speed maneuver to get the cruise off.
Makes sense.
So that, I mean, that's half of one of those ships.
Is there any matchup that's out there that you've seen today that you'd say you're a little afraid to run into?
Oh yeah, I don't want to see triple Wookiees at all. That seems just awful. And all the ego stress bunker variants, it depends on if they're running Miranda or not. Like, Miranda is a tougher fight. And that, I mean, there's a lot of player skill involved at that point too. So it's like if I can outfly my opponent, then I can pull those out. Like the Poe or the Nora or the other variants, I feel fine into.
Well, it also goes into help that you've only got a couple reps with this list.
Just a few.
I know the feeling. There's just some walls you'll run into, but you know what? Dodging matchups is it's an important player skill.
I have prayed harder to the matchup gods today than anybody else, and I have faced a total of 6 ships in 3 rounds.
That's
feels
amazing.
pretty good.
It's good to see you took most of my luck from day 1A for dodging matchups. I went from 2-0 to getting tabled 3 games in a row.
Oh no.
To then getting up paired by Tome for game 6. The guy had 350 MOV more than me in a win.
Sure.
Lost 12 MOV myself. Because if you're flying wholesome with arcs, Kylo just laughs in your face.
You're not going to have a fun time.
No, it's amazing everything out there. I got to rub it in Dee's face when... turns out Dee's actually a magical being.
Yes, that's very true.
He called that our game was variance. That was the last variance in my favor.
Okay.
And I ran into a brick wall in the next 3 games. I actually cornered him in the drink line before round 6 and forced him to utter the words, "I release you."
Very good.
And it worked.
Good.
But
I ran into my one hard counter in round 1, which was I wanted to Kylo blind, or I wanted to use Kylo action to put a crit down on an enemy Kylo silencer, and my opponent was from Germany, and he handed me his damage deck. And I went, I can't read this. And on a normal language barrier, I can, like the number of words, I can generally tell what the crit is.
Sounds like a Wookiee, and raise money for UNICEF on social media today. Head on over there. There's some cool things to hold up.
Can we still hear? Oh, no, we can hear. Okay, cool. Got awesome.
If you do, there's some free promo cards.
In any other language, I can tell what what the crit is by roughly text length and that kind of stuff, except for German, which every word is 700 characters long, and there's a million of them on the card.
Yeah. Even direct hit looks sometimes like anything else. But that's actually a genius strategy to deal with Kylo. Cool. Pick it yourself.
Yeah.
I can't look at my deck. I can't know what's in there.
Right. For sure.
What's your biggest takeaway from Worlds? Because, I think we can all agree a lot of folks come out here, The X-Wing's only half the battle.
Yeah, no, honestly, I don't even know if it's half. This is my 4th or 5th. How many worlds have there been? 6? For X-Wing?
6.
6? Okay, so this is my 5th Worlds. I missed the first one. I didn't know X-Wing was a thing. Or I did. I just didn't know we had like competitive play. And it's always the experience. Like just coming up here, getting to go out to dinner after playing games with people from very literally around the world. You're just getting to meet everybody. Like it's like I feel like all my friends show up here in Minneapolis for 1 week and get to go hang out with them, and then back in Gen Con kind of a deal. So it's 100% the experience. And the fact that we get to play a bunch of X-Wing games is generally a positive. Right now, it's kind of I'm there, I'll do it.
What's your take on 2.0?
I'm optimistic. I like it looks like everything has been kind of powered down, right? Like so, like let's just reset. I know after talking to some of the devs and listening to the Twitch chat and all the stuff they did on Wednesday and Tuesday, that it looks like there's going to be a lot fewer cards, like upgrade cards total, and a lot of things that you just won't have the card pool to like find that broken combo with anymore.
Well, what I really like to see is it looks like in almost every instance, it's going to be the dice mods are mods. It's not add a dice.
For sure.
It's not add a full result.
Yep.
You're not getting to a situation where a ship with 1 agility can dodge a 4 dice attack.
Yep. Oh, no, 100%. And it looks like everything has charges too, so regen's going to get kind of put in line a little bit. The force powers look bonkers awesome. Like, I guess they should be, right? Like, that's, you're the magical space wizard, you get to do whatever you want. I'm a little, like, I was very excited as soon as I heard X-Wing 2.0 we're going to reboot. I was like, okay, I'm back to the TIE Swarm. Like, let's go. Like, let me have 7. Let's have 8. Like, let's go have fun. And the TIE fighters look a little weak right now. So we'll see. I mean, we haven't seen all the cards, so I have faith.
I'm hoping they were weak just because Alex wasn't flying at full speed.
When I say weak, I mean you look at a lot of the relative other stuff that like got bonuses in some way. So like the Y-wing can now barrel roll. It's red, sure, but it has access to it. The X-wings are just awesome. Like they're so good now. The TIE Advanced got some nice little subtle tweaks to it. Plus Vader is just going to be really cool still. But like all the generic TIEs we saw were just kind of like they just died. Like they were kind of cannon fodder. And I know they're supposed to be, right? Like that's kind of designed into it. But I'm an old school Swarm player. Like I want to just bring TIE fighters and like be able to fight stuff.
Personally, I'm excited. It looks like we'll see Whisper actually playable again.
From everything I've seen, it's a completely different ship.
Completely different?
Yeah.
But I still get the warm fuzzies.
Oh, for sure.
Had Carlos from Mexico up on the last match.
Yeah.
It was great seeing somebody who could actually put Whisper still in the field because I can't pull it off myself at this caliber.
It's so hard. I mean, I did it last year, right? Like I ran it last year, and there's just too much stuff out there right now that I would rather have the weaker ace that has the pilot skill than just deal with all the nonsense.
Yeah. Well, that being said, we all remember the day when Whisper was the nonsense.
I was around in that day, and I don't believe you. It was Fat Turds before she ever came around.
Oh, it was, but I miss that Whisper.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Oh, like Gunner back then even, too. Like Gunner Whisper, like, let's go. Ooh,
if only.
good. Yeah, right.
But
they won't give it back to me. I don't know why.
Yeah. But, come on, perfect information. What does that hurt?
I promise it's fine.
It's not like I can totally decide to peel out and just not engage.
Yes, every turn.
But, yeah, no, it's exciting. People are kind of all over the board. This is just a overall great community, but
yeah, that is the positive, right? That's what I mean by like coming to Worlds or going to Gen Con just for the experience. Just getting to hang out with everybody. Like, there's nobody here that like they come up and talk to me and I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. Like, go away, right? There's none of that. Like, everybody is fun. They've had you get to hear about how everybody else is playing and what crazy thing happened in their game before, right? Like, you just get to hang out. Then go have a beer if you want to have a beer or not. Generally, there's the OCX boys tailgating in the parking lot. It seems fine.
But perfect. So I'm not going to keep it too long unless you've got any other thoughts on your mind.
No, it's feeling good so far. 3-0, right?
Yeah.
Like 3 more games.
You've already won your 2.0 Fang Fighter.
Yeah, for sure. Now I don't just tank my next 3 games, so I don't have to play tomorrow, right? That's how that works.
Well, maybe we're still not sure why you flew on Friday. No.
That was the ticket I got. Like, I mean,
you were lottery or
no? So I was top 16 last year,
okay.
And so all top 16 that didn't get a bid from something got put on Friday.
Oh,
like, oh, thanks for putting us all together, guys. That's totally fine.
Yeah, make a bit of a meat grinder and something fun for us to watch.
Realistically, if I'm going to fly in any day, I want to fly in the day that has the best competition. because I don't want to come out of. I mean, not that any of the other days were weaker, really. I mean, there was a laundry list of really great Europeans yesterday. Wednesday had a ton of good people in it, so I can't say that like Friday is the be-all end-all. But if I'm going to be playing against people, I want to play against the best.
Yeah, and honestly, looking around the room today, I know there's a lot of people who were concerned initially about what the representation would be here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like to think it's, there's some folks obviously that weren't able to make it or
Sure.
didn't get a ticket. But I think we can safely say that this is the top tier competitive X-Wing.
Oh, 100%.
With some folks that are here for fun.
Yeah. So when the whole lottery system and all that kind of went out, I personally had faith that 90% of the field would get the tickets, right? Like that all the big name players that wanted to play, we would get in. We've always gotten in. Like we book the meetings at work or take time off to where we can click the button right at noon to get that ticket, right? That wasn't really my frustration as much as I have a lot of international friends that are here that put them on a really big time crunch as far as travel wise, and I think they've solved that because everything I've heard so far is next year is going to be a purely invite only Worlds.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have 8-9 months worth of tournament season to go win your invites.
Yeah.
And there's from talking to people, there's going to be a lot of events. So it's not like you have to go win a regional or go win a national. There's going to be other things you can get invited to Worlds from doing. And that'll be great for everybody overseas that they can then in turn go, hey, I know I need to be here in May, 6 months in advance. I can find my plane ticket, all that kind of
October.
stuff. What's that?
It'll be October.
Worlds will?
Yeah.
That's Coruscant.
No, after 2019.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying they're going to switch it off to.
Oh,
Because they're
weird.
cutting X-Wing out of the entire rest of Worlds.
Okay. Sure.
At least that was the announcement I'd seen for 2.0. Who knows? We'll figure out how they work.
Yeah, right.
But-
And it's a totally different game, right?
And that's the thing. As long as they give folks 4 or 5 months so that
Yeah.
they can actually get a
Exactly.
flight that isn't last-minute pricing.
Yep. Oh yeah, especially like last minute flight from Amsterdam or something like that, right? Like that's crazy. So
And as long as folks don't go and injure themselves like Jaren.
Mr. Faust, yeah.
But perfect.
Much love. I wish you were here, man.
Yeah. So unless anyone's got a question, we'll let you enjoy your lunch break.
Yeah, I gotta go find food. Just kind of relax, decompress a little bit. I'm pretty sure I have like nothing but ego and stress bunker Wookiees ahead of me. So
If from what I saw on Wednesday is still true, then
when Thursday was different, right? Like Thursday had a lot more Ghost Fen.
yeah, I would have liked that matchup.
Oh yeah, same. That's what I want to hunt, but we'll see.
Auto Thruster Kylo loves to boost into that side arc.
Right. The one thing I will say is we have I think there's probably 3 or 4 that are effectively 100-point Corrin, right? So Corrin, Lowrick, Fen.
Corrin's on the field.
Yeah. That's what Nathan Ides running, Kevin Lenz, Zach Bart. I think there might be one more.
To see if any of them will
And
wanna
I
come up.
believe they're all 2-0 going into this round. So Kylo's coming for that booty. Give me that 2-hole ship.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a good one. And for everybody else, we're heading into the lunch break. We'll see if we can grab some other folks, but I'll be back in a bit.